Yes, students, welcome back. Today we are going to learn the last lesson. This is the first lesson from your Flamingo. Okay, Flamingo, and there are two parts. This is the first lesson from Flamingo by Alphonse Daudet. Okay, this is a French novelist. Basically, this story is of the war between German and France, and in that war, two districts of France were lost to Germans, and from one district, this story have been taken, that is Alsace, and this story is basically about how much respect and how much respect we give to our mother tongue. Okay, here is the particularly French language is being taken, but it is naturally with the each and every language that mother tongue is our basic necessity. It is our basic for us, and we should learn it. Okay, now going to the story. This was the German, France, and just as I told you, France and Germany were at war, and in that France was defeated by Persian, led by the Bismarck. Persian then concerned. Now they had imposed a rule that only German will be taught in these two districts. Okay. In this story, the French district, I said, have been passed into Persian's hand. Okay. Let's start the story. I started for school very late that morning and was in glad of scolding, especially because my mother had said that he would question us on participles, and I did not know the first word about them. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright, the birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back to the sawmill, the Persian soldiers were drilling. It was all much more tempting than the rule of participles, but I had the strength to resist and hurried off to the school. यहाँ जो पहला स्टैंजा है, पहला पैराग्राफ है, इसमें he have introduced us that I started for school very late that morning. वो वैसे ही लेट हो रहा था, और जो मेन कैरेक्टर है जिसका नाम हम आगे पढ़ेंगे, and he was afraid also. He was afraid because of French teacher and Hammer, who had said that he would question us on this was the homework, and this student had not done the homework. That is, he hadn't learned the rule of participles, and for that reason he was little bit afraid. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day door. और उसको एक बार तो लगा कि वो बाहर घूमता है, and he should not go to the school. It was so bright, सब कुछ tempting था. बाहर sun था, bright sun था, bright birds chirping कर रही थी. ये सब Persian soldiers march past कर रहे थे. But he didn't have the courage. He didn't have the courage to escape this class of animal. He could not bunk the class. He bunk नहीं कर सकता. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in the front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from them. The lost battle, the draft, the order of the commanding officer, and I thought myself, without stopping, what can be the matter now? अब हमारा जो मेन कैरेक्टर है, वो जब स्कूल जा रहा है, when he is going to the school, he just stops at the town hall, and town hall पे वो देखता है कि वहाँ पे भीड़ इकट्ठी हो रही है, because there is a town hall पे वहाँ पे एक notice board है, and from that notice board they have come to know each and every news for last 2 years. Mainly the lost battle, the commanding officer's orders, the draft, and now he doesn't know what the hell it is. Okay, but as he was passing through, then I heard by as fast. तभी blacksmith चिल्ला के कहता है कि hey Bob, here it is. Don't go so fast, Bob. You will get to your school in plenty of time. और वो ऐसे चिल्ला के कहता है, and he thinks, I thought he was making fun of me. Natural होता है कि आप लेट हो रहे होते और आपको कोई कहता है कि भाई आराम से जा, बहुत देर है, तो आपको लगता है ये मेरा मजाक उड़ा रहा है. तो ऐसे हमारे कैरेक्टर को भी लगा. And reached Anne Hamel's little garden all out of breath. और तुरंत he went and ran and he reached the school garden. Usually हमें पता है जब भी स्कूल स्टार्ट होता है, usually when school began, there was a great bustle. और हमेशा होता है कि जब भी स्कूल स्टार्ट होता है बहुत सारी आवाजें होती है. There is children are shouting, the teacher is trying to keep them still, keep them quiet. There is a loud noise. They are reciting. They are keeping ears to hear very perfectly what is to be recited, and with our hand over our ears to understand better. Teacher's way to learn. Teacher is hitting the scale on the table so that the students should keep quiet. ये सब चलता है. But now, मगर जब आज ये कैरेक्टर हमारा वहाँ पहुँचा, तो he was surprised because there was nothing like that. He had counted on this. उसको लगा था कि ये सब आवाजें हो रही and मैं भले लेट हो जाऊँ, I will just enter the room and I will sit on my bench. But now it is not possible because everything is still. But of course, that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. Through the window I saw my classmates already in their places and Anne Hamel walking up and down with his terrible eye roller. अब उसने ग्लास जो खिड़की है, खिड़की में से देखा कि उसके जो साथी लोग हैं वो चुपचाप बैठ चुके हैं. Anne Hamel is moving up and down with a scale, and अब वो क्या कर रहे हैं? Through the windows I saw my classmates already. That were under his arms. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. और आप सोच सकते हैं कि जो लड़का लेट हो गया है and he is afraid of Anne Hamel, and now Anne Hamel is walking up and down, waiting for the few more students maybe, and he had to face the teacher. So he was very much afraid, and before everybody, you can imagine how blushed, शर्मा भी रहा है, डर भी रहा है. But nothing happened. मगर जैसे उसने परमिशन मांगी, nothing happened that day. And हमें बहुत ही soft voice में बोलते हैं, go to your place quickly, little friends. We were beginning without you. बोला तुम्हारे बगैर ही start कर रहे थे. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt and a little black silk cap all embroidered. अब जब वो थोड़ा उसको एमएमएल ने बहुत प्यार से अंदर बुलाया कि फ्रेंड्स आओ, हम तुम्हारे बगैर ही स्टार्ट करने वाले थे. एंड ही केम एंड सेड, एंड व्हेन ही had got relaxed after some time, he started seeing the class. He first saw the teacher. Teacher was wearing a green coat, frilled shirt, and little black silk cap, all embroidered. Why he is wearing? Because this dress he wore except on inspection day. He only wore this on inspection day, prize days. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn. पूरी स्कूल अजीब ही लग रही थी. But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves. सबसे सबसे बड़ा ताज्जुब ये था कि बैक बेंचेस हमेशा खाली होती है क्योंकि उतना स्टूडेंट्स नहीं आते और मगर आज बैक बेंचेस भी भरी है एंड देयर आर द विलेज पीपल्स सिटिंग। उनमें कौन है? ओल्ड हॉस्टल which is three-cornered, had the former mayor, the former postmaster, and several others besides. Postmaster आया, mayor आया, hostel आया, अपनी किताब लेके। Everybody looked sad, and hostel had brought an old primer, thumbed at the edge, and he had it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across. और hostel ने तो अपने primer लेके आया था। Primer is the initial book जो हम लोग केजी में पढ़ते हैं और उसको खोल के उसका जो चश्मा उसमें बीच में रख रखा है एंड देन he had it open on his knees with his spectacles lying across the page. While I was wondering, अब ये जो हमारा कैरेक्टर है फ्रेंच वो सोच रहा था कि ऐसा क्या चल रहा है आज। While I was wondering about it all, and Hammond mounted his chair in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me, said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." See, because Germany have won and they have released an order that from tomorrow onwards only German will be taught by a German teacher. So, Hammond have to leave. So, when he started the class, he addressed that this is the last lesson and order have come from Berlin. Berlin is in the capital of Germany. And then further they are told that in these 2 days, new masters will be coming. This is your last French lesson. And he requested each and everybody to be very attentive. Okay? And what a thunderclap! जैसे ये सुना, फ्रेंच को तो लगा कि वाह, बढ़िया मजा आया कि अब तो फ्रेंच पढ़ने में, बिकॉज ये hated फ्रेंच also, तो उसको पढ़ना ही नहीं है। ओ द ब्रेचेस, तब उसको ये भी ध्यान आया कि वो जो टाउन हॉल में था, द ब्लैक्समिथ जिसने उसका मजाक उड़ाया था कि बहुत देर आराम से जाओ। ओ द ब्रेचेस, दैट वाज व्हाट दे हैड पुट ऑन द टाउन हॉल। माय लास्ट फ्रेंच लेसन, व्हाई आई हार्डली न्यू हाउ टू राइट, आई शुड नेवर लर्न एनी मोर। अब उसको पछतावा हो रहा थोड़ी देर के बाद, मेरा लास्ट फ्रेंच लेसन क्यों? Why? I hardly knew. मेरे को तो आता ही नहीं है कैसे लिखना है। I should never learn anymore. और फिर मैं कभी पढ़ूंगा भी नहीं। I must stop there. Then, oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lesson. अब वो sorry feel कर रहा है। This is the tendency of the students. When the time comes, they don't utilize the time. But after the time have gone, they have to, there is nothing but to regret. That is, time have gone. The same thing is happening with French. The time has gone. I was not for learning my French, for seeking bird's egg. वो कभी होता था तो bird's egg लेने चला जाता था, उनसे मस्ती करता, going sliding on a saw, my books. That seemed such a nuisance a while ago. So heavy to carry. My grammar, my history of the saints were all friends now that I couldn't give. अब उसको ये जो बुक्स थी, जो भारी भारी बुक्स थी, अब उसको लग रहा है कि ये बुक्स तो मेरी फ्रेंड्स हैं। अब उनसे लगाव हो गया कि इनसे मैं बिछड़ जाऊंगा। So heavy to carry my grammar, my history of the saints were old friends now I couldn't give up. अब उसको लग रहा है कि मैं कैसे अलग होऊंगा इन बुक्स से। And the thing that is Hamel से भी अलग होना। To the idea that he was going away, ये आइडिया भी उसके मन में नहीं हो रहा था, दिमाग में बैठ रहा नहीं था। He MMLB जा रहे हैं, that I should never see him again and made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. Poor man, it was in honor of his last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. अब उसको समझ में आ गया कि MMLB चले जाएंगे कल, और कैसा फील हो रहा है, बिकॉज for 40 years he had been teaching in that particular school, that classroom, and now we have to leave. वो ये सोच रहा है कि इसको सर को फील कैसा हो रहा होगा, कैसा लग रहा, और तभी उसको ये भी ख्याल आ गया कि हाँ, इसीलिए मेरे जो सर हैं उन्होंने ये जो संडे क्लोज है इसीलिए पहने हैं. एंड नाउ आई अंडरस्टूड Why the old man of the village was sitting there. उसको समझ में आ गया कि पीछे जो बैठे हैं बच्चे वो क्यों बैठे हैं. Were sitting there in the back of the road. It was because they were sorry to that they had not gone to the school group. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was there no more. ये उनके विलेज पीपल भी इसीलिए बैठे थे बिकॉज दे ऑल्सो हैड अवॉइडेड लर्निंग एनीथिंग. दे हैड नॉट come to the school. In fact, they were busy in gaining money, or that was their priority. Okay, now they have come because it was one way of thanking their master for his 40 years of service and showing their respect for the country that was not there, because now this country belonged to Germany. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. वो ये सोच ही रहा था ये सब, तभी उसका नाम बुलाया. While I was thinking of all this, just hold on. Yeah. I was thinking of that. I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. अब इसका टर्न था रिसाइट करने का. That is speaker. Okay. But what would I not have given? वो जैसे खड़ा होगा कि मैं सब बोल दूंगा. रूल ऑफ पार्टिसिपल एक झटके में बोल दूंगा. But as soon as he stood up, very loud and clear, but I got mixed up in the first word and stood there. फिर first word में mix up हो गया and he stood there because he had not learned the rule of participle. Without learning you cannot do anything. So he stood up and got mixed, but he didn't have the courage to look at his master. And then daring to look up. तभी MML बोलते हैं. I wouldn't scold you, little friend. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day we have said to ourselves, "Bah, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow." हमने अपने आप को कई बार से मास्टर उसको डांटा नहीं, बोला कि अगर मैं डांटूंगा तो तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. और देखो, एक्चुअली में क्या होता है कि हम लोग अपने आप को डेली कहते हैं, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. But in this situation, there is no tomorrow. This is the last French lesson. I will learn tomorrow, and you see where we have come. That's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now, those fellows out there will have the right to say, how it is, how is it? You pretend to be Frenchman and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language. तब उसको एहसास हुआ. MML ने कहा कि कल वो जो लोग आएंगे वो आर कमिंग जर्मन्स जो आएंगे वो लोग तुम्हें कहेंगे कि तुम कैसे फ्रेंचमैन हो जिनको अपनी मदर टंग नहीं आती. दे डोंट नो टू राइट और रीड स्पीक और रीड एंड neither speak nor write your language, but you are not the worst. Magar he is not blaming only French. Okay, he is blaming everyone. We all have great deal to reproach ourselves with. Your parents were not anxious enough you learn. They prefer to put you to work on a farm or at a mill so as to have a little more money. Parents की तुम्हारे जो थे, they prefer that you should work on a farm or a sawmill and earn money, become a partner in survival. And Hamel is blaming himself also. Many times he had done. I have not often sent you to water my plant. कभी-कभी Hamel friends को पानी जो garden था उसको पानी पिलाने के लिए भेज देते थे. And water my flower instead of learning your lesson. And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not give you a holiday? और जब Hamel को fishing जानी होती थी, he used to give them holidays. Okay, and then from one thing to another, Hamel went on. Then from one thing to another, Hamel went on to talk of French language, saying it was the most beautiful language. फिर Hamel ने particular things से पूछे थे, and he told that French language is the most beautiful language. If you want to see, this is the Germany, this is outside. These two districts are being taken for by Germany. He told it is the most wonderful language, clearest language in the world. Okay, sorry. The most logical that we must guard it among us and never forget it, because when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. See what MML is saying, that we should guard our mother tongue within. That is, here it is French. And we should guard, because when we are enslaved, people are enslaved as long as, but if you are speaking your own language, you have a feeling inside that you are a Frenchman, okay? And it is the key to the prison. कभी ना कभी हम लोग भी आजाद होंगे वापस. तो ये key है. Then he opened a grammar and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. All he said seemed so easy. और उस दिन उसके बाद Hamel started teaching grammar, and French was able to understand each and everything that was being told by the teacher. And all he said seemed so easy, I think too, that I had never listened so carefully. तब उसको ये ध्यान आया कि आज से पहले उसने कभी ध्यान से नहीं सुना था Hamel को, and that he had never explained everything with so much patience. और शायद हो सकता है कि टीचर ने भी इतने patiently नहीं बताया हो. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away and to put it into our heads at one shot. After the grammar, we had the lesson in the writing. That day, Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand. France Alsace. They looked like our flags. उस दिन नई कॉपी लाए और सभी को बांट दी. और कॉपी के ऊपर फ्रांस का झंडा भी था, फ्रांस और एल्सेट भी लिखा था, और हर जगह लग रहा था जैसे कि फ्रांस का झंडा लहरा रहा है. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the rod on the top of the desk. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. The only sound that the scratching of the pen were over the paper. Once some wiggles flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest one, who worked right on tracing their fish hook as if it was French. Up. Writing work start. Only the ups. The writing start हुई. Normally there are many sounds in the classroom, but that day only the scratching of the pen on the paper was being heard. And in fact, in the middle of the class, some beetles flew in, भंवरे आए और आके ऐसे चले गए. But nobody paid attention to those beetles. They didn't even see them. In fact, the small kids who normally get excited, they also didn't see them, and they were busy tracing the fish hook as if it was also French. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low. और ऊपर छत पे जो कबूतर थे वो गुदड़गुड़ कर रहे थे. And this made friends think that will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons. क्या pigeons को भी जर्मन में सिखाएंगे कल से? Wherever I looked up from my writing, I saw an animal sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little room. Fancy. For 40 years he had been there in the same place with his garden outside and the window and his class in front. और जब भी फ्रेंड्स ऊपर देखता टीचर की तरफ कि क्या कर रहा है टीचर. The teacher was sitting motionless. कभी इधर देखता, कभी इधर देखता, कभी इधर, and as if he wanted to save this whole scene in his mind, because from tomorrow onwards he is going. And fancy, because and friend was thinking 40 years से ये लोग यहाँ पढ़ा रहे हैं and this garden outside. ज़्यादा कुछ चेंज नहीं हुआ, सिर्फ जो चेंज हुआ है that is the benches have gone out. Only the desks and the benches have been worn smooth. The walnut tree जो बाहर है जो उन्होंने लगाई थी वो बहुत ऊपर हो गई. were taller. The whole point that he had planted himself point about the window of the room. और whole point जो खुद ने लगाई थी वो ऊपर जाके वापस नीचे भी आ गई. And तो इतनी लंबी है. How it must have broken his heart to leave it all. Poor man, to hear his sister moving about in the room above, packing their trunks, for they must leave the country next day. उसकी सिस्टर ऊपर ही, ये नीचे स्कूल है, ऊपर उसका घर है, तो ऊपर उसकी सिस्टर, there she is packing and she is moving the trunk which was her, and वो यही सोच रहा है, for they must leave the country. कैसे इस आदमी का दिल टूट गया होगा. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last. After writing, we had a lesson on the history, and the babies chanted their ba, bi, boo, boo. Down there at the back of the room, old Husser had put on his spectacles and holding his primer in the both hands, spelled the letter with them. Up. Magar. In fact, though it was the last lesson, M. had the courage to hear each and everything on that also. He could have skipped and told that today you can leave because it is the last lesson, but nothing like that. He waited for each and every lesson to be completed, and in fact the hostel started with the old primer, the small kids started chanting ba, bi, boo, boo, and when he also started, but this hostel was emotional. And he was crying, and the voice that comes out when we are crying, it is little bit different. Okay, you could see that he was crying. His voice trembled with emotions, and it was so funny to hear him. But French was feeling that it was funny, and he wanted to laugh, but nothing happened like that because no one. And cried. And how well I remember it that last lesson. और वो लास्ट लेसन जो था बहुत अच्छे से उसको याद है आज भी. All at once the church clock struck 12. Then the angelus. At the same moment the trumpet of the procession returning from bread sounded under window. And Hamel stood up very pale in his chair, and I never saw him. Or तभी it was almost 12 o'clock, and the trumpets was by the driller that this is the lunch time, rest time, and in fact the church clock also struck 12, Angelus, that is the afternoon bell of the church, and Hamel stood. When he stood, friends saw him that he felt that he is taller today, my friend. He wanted to address the class last. My friends, said he, I. But since he was very emotionally touched, he could not speak up anything. Something choked him, he could not go on. Then he turned to the blackboard, and finally he turned to the blackboard and took a piece of chalk and bearing on it with all his might, he wrote as large as, took a tray and wrote on the whole board, Vive la France. That is, long live France, France Jindabad. Then he stopped and leaned his hand against the wall. Then he leaned and just with a gesture of his hand, okay, this class is dismissed, and you may go. That's the end of this lesson. So you have to study your mother tongue. That is the reason this lesson is there in you have to not to postpone each and everything. You don't wait for the last moment, children. You have to start from the day one, and whatever assignments you have been given,